comes to celebration, we have Eid as Muslims. We don't go to the club. We don't go to a lot of celebrations that it's haram for us to go to. Now, when it comes to marriage, a lot of people take that advantage to do a lot of stuff during the marriage, whereby there's so much dancing and everything. And when you ask the question, they say this is just the one thing we're going to ever have this in our life. So Allah was doing. Sheikh, what is your take on this?
I don't wish to attack anyone. We are all brothers and sisters. I have weaknesses, you have weaknesses, we all have. But I tell you, marriage is something sacred. You take a woman in the name of Allah. You take your spouse with the blessing. It is muqaddar for you. The progeny that will follow, which is sacred. Lineage is sacred. Your children and the ummah of Nabi Muhammad ﷺ is going to increase through that. You should definitely celebrate, because you are taught to celebrate with walima and with some form of happiness. We are excited. Barakallahu lakum, baraka alaykum, jama'a baynakuma fi khair. Ya ma'ashara al-shabab, man istata'a minkum al-ba'ata falyatazawwaj. Have we heard that, isn't it? We know it, right? Do we know it?
Yes.
Subhanallah. So the reality of the matter is, when you are celebrating something so noble, so high in status as a Muslim, don't start the rest of your life on the wrong footing. Keep it simple. You can have it big, but don't do haram on that day. That's one advice I have for you. Because when you start on the wrong footing, somewhere down the line, you pay for it. You sow the seed. The day I'm sowing the seed, I put in some chemicals, whatever chemicals I put, based on what it is, it will either grow, or it will be skewed, or the fruit will be wrong, something will happen, or if it was the right chemical, it will grow correctly. You are sowing the seed. It's my day of nikah. I know now there are more and more practicing brothers and sisters who go out of their way to say, I want to get married, but let's keep it simple. Let's keep it straightforward. We can have it big, but we won't do haram. Keep it big, no problem. If you have wealth, there is no harm in letting the whole city be fed. There's no harm. I have the money. Someone is a multi-millionaire. He wants to invite 10,000 people and feed them good food. There's nothing wrong. For as long as you're not extravagant, you don't waste the food. You're not throwing it away. And you're not doing something haram. The minute we start doing haram, the other day I was hearing one of my colleagues, a sheikh, and he was complaining about how some of the cultures, a man gets married, and that day of marriage, he is the one who is taken to sit with all the ladies. It happens in many cultures. So, in one instance, not too long ago, the bride and groom were sitting. He saw a woman more good looking than his own wife. It moved him. It broke his marriage, and he ended up doing things. And what was the reason? Because on that day of his marriage, they told him, you come and sit with the ladies. The rest of the guys, they are separate, So we are Muslims, so the men and women are there and there, but you are, for today, they are excused. Which advice are they following? Which Rasul are they following? Which Allah did reveal that type of thing? So it's there, but you know what? It's very tempting, because it's a matter, sometimes a cultural matter. I think it's important for us to do better, inshallah, in this. Let's do better. I'm talking of a real life problem that happened not too long ago. One of my colleagues was dealing with it, and he mentioned it. He said a man broke his marriage simply because he realized the day that he was sitting there that, oh, I made a mistake. It's not supposed to be this one, it's supposed to be that one. Because they took him there. That's the weakness. Why did you take him there? That woman must be cursing the whole scenario to say, we should never have had this happen. But it's the weakness of the man. It's no one to blame besides perhaps the arrangement and the weakness of the human. Even if you interact with the opposite sex, where you have to, we are human, we are living in the real world, you will have to interact with the opposite sex at some point in your life. You will have to interact with non-mahrams to a certain point. You may have to. You will go into a pharmacy, you will go into the store, you will go somewhere, you will go out of this building, you will stop here, there. You will have to interact. Do so bearing in mind you are the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Respect, with a lot of respect and dignity. A lot of dignity. Don't say bad words. If some bad thought comes in your mind, just say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Allah will give you Jannah, even for lowering your gaze. So it's a tough one. My brothers, let's simplify it. You're talking about marriages and so on. Like I said, people are happy on that day. They say, no, it's one day. What can I do? It's a very important day. Simplify it. You watch the barakah. Allah will give you children and grandchildren who will make you so happy on the day of Qiyamah. Because you set a good trend. Where are the trend setters?